Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to everybody out there in the movie land. Welcome to Back to the Classics. Another episode of Back to the Classics. Kay, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, good brother? Hey, before we get any further, man, first off, let me say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, but more importantly, man, happy birthday to you, brother.
Oh, man, thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. 29, my last year in my 20s. You know, what they say is right. You become who you're going to be for the rest of your life once you hit 29. And so, essentially, I'm going to be the same movie geek I've always been since age 9.
I'm with you on that one, brother. I'm with you on that.
So, do you have any plans for Thanksgiving?
Nope. I'm about to house hop. I'm trying to see who got them greens, potatoes, the rams, the lamb. I'm trying to go see who got all that.
You name it!
That's right.
I'm likely going to be spending Thanksgiving with my mom. Me and Los pretty much always spend Thanksgiving with mom. And then I got my daughter, and then we're just going to be hanging out, man. And then I'll be enjoying my turkey day with the birthday cake, and I'll be at the gym bright and early Monday morning.
Trying to burn that off? You know you ain't going to be there on Monday. You're going to be there probably Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I'll probably sleep all Monday, so yeah. Let me not speak too soon. And also to the listeners, let me go ahead and let you guys know right now I am feeling a bit under the weather. So I'm going to try to beast through this the best way I possibly can, because we're here to celebrate movies, damn it. That's why we do what we do.
That's why we do what we do. But you'll feel better once you get some greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, ram. Just don't go for that rat, bro. I'm just telling you, don't go for the rat.
Man, who's serving rat in this day and age? This is nasty.
Hey, you know, they be out there.
Well, Kay, we're now at episode 2. Got great feedback from the first show. To all the listeners who checked out that first show, downloaded that first show, we thank you so much. We love the feedback you're giving us, and we're just going to keep going from there. Keep coming up with great content. Kay, we got so much stuff coming up, man. Are you ready for that?
Not really. I ain't going to lie to you. You know, it's going to be some movies that's going to bring tears to my eyes. You know, I think one of my favorite movies we're going to be talking about next year. It didn't Set It Off come out in 97?
No. Set It Off came out the same week we did Space Jam. Actually, no, I'm sorry, the week before Space Jam.
Oh, we missed it.
We just missed that. It's
going to bring tears to my eyes. We're going to be talking about it. If I cry, it's tears of joy.
It's going to make you cry.
Tears. It was like that one Denzel tear from Glory. I worked hard on that tear.
So, For the first time listeners, we're going to go into what we call 2-Minute Drill. 2-Minute Drill is a little small game show that me and Kay like to do to make sure that we both watch the movie that we need to be watching, so we can sit here and talk to you folks about it today. 2-Minute Drill is going to be
just
a simple...
keep you on your toes.
Keep you on your toes. Rapid fire questions between myself and Kay, and whoever gets the most right in that 2 minutes will kick off the next segment of our show, which we call Real Talk. So, Kay, are you ready for 2-Minute Drill?
I think I am. I don't know your question, so I'm kind of worried, but you know I watched it like 4 times, so I'm good. I'm hopeful right now. I'm real hopeful.
Now, I didn't see it until late last night, so a lot of stuff that I was writing down was almost like didn't make much sense. But I finally, you know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. So I think we're ready for 2-Minute Drill.
Let's do it.
All right,
so
go.
What is the name of the hottest selling toy that everyone was after?
Turbo Man.
Good deal. You got it right.
Okay, who is Turbo Man's sidekick?
Ooh, Booster. What? That's the one everybody didn't like. Nobody cared about Booster.
Nobody gave a damn about Booster.
All right. What state did the movie take place in?
Let's go with Minneapolis.
Close. You were close. It's Minnesota, Mall of America.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
No problem. Which WWE...
So Howard...
I'm sorry?
What was you saying?
Oh, which WWE star makes a cameo in the movie?
Ooh, WWE star? I don't know. Who?
Ooh, you don't know?
I don't know. I must have missed that.
Okay.
Who was in it?
I tell you what. I give you a quick multiple choice. You got A. Hulk Hogan, B. The Big Show, C. Gold Dust, and D. Randy Savage.
I'm gonna go with Big Show.
That is correct, sir.
That was the Big Show? Oh,
that was the Big Show.
That was my favorite scene.
Okay,
that's cool.
Holes,
I didn't know.
All right, 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
All right. When Howard finally found the elusive toy, how much was the swindlers trying to charge him for it?
Oh, they tried to get my man for like $300, man.
You are correct.
All right, last one. Who is Turbo Man's arch nemesis?
The Mentor, hands down.
Good job, sir.
I'm gonna have to give this round to you because I didn't know the Big Show. I didn't know that was the Big Show. So you won this round.
So I get that one?
That to you.
Yeah, I get that one. Yeah, movie trivia. That's what I do best.
He kept the beard on, so I didn't know. He was disguised the whole time. It never failed, so I didn't know that was him. I feel bad.
Man.
I feel bad. Shouts out to the Big Show.
Shout out to the Big Show.
In that joint.
Well, for those of you who don't know what movie we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the holiday kickoff movie, the Oscar-nominated classic, not really, but Jingle All The Way.
Man, hands down, an excellent family classic movie. You can sit down with your kids, sit down with the wife or your girlfriend, watch this movie over and over again. The kids will love it. You'll like it. Even though you're an adult, you'll like it. It had good adult humor in it that wasn't raunchy. It
was nice, excellent, good cheese. It was just the proper amount of cheese to this movie. So
yep.
So Jingle All The Way. Let's get into it, man. Did you see this movie in theaters?
I did not. That was a negative.
You didn't see it in theaters, right?
I think I didn't watch this movie for some years until like years after it came out. Definitely on VHS. I'll tell you that.
I can tell you one of my many kid stories. When this movie finally came to VHS, we used to live around the corner from a video store called Video Box. And at Video Box, every time a new movie came to video that day, they'd always have like 30 or 40 posters of that movie that the customer can always take with them back to the house, right? So,
okay,
without actually having to see Jingle All The Way, I had a Jingle All The Way one sheet in my room. So I got Arnold and his kid in my room right now promoting this movie.
That's dope.
And then I finally saw the movie. And I remember, you know, this is the time when a lot of those huge buff Hollywood action stars like Stallone or Arnold or hell, even Chuck Norris at one point, they were, you know, taking their time out to really do those popcorn flicks, those family popcorn movies, you know, especially Arnold, because Arnold is just one of the main guys to do that with like Kindergarten Cop or Twins.
You right. He did Kindergarten Cop. He did Twins. What was the one where he got pregnant? That wasn't Twins, was it?
Junior. Yeah. He got pregnant.
Junior. There you go. Junior. Yeah.
So he's never really been just, you know, stuck to one particular formula. He's always kind of bounced around, if you will.
He definitely kept his options open. He wasn't down to just stick to action like Predator. He was always good for like, yeah, I'll do a kid's movie. Let's do it.
Okay, so Jingle All The Way. Original release date, November 22nd, 1996. Worldwide gross of $129 million with a box office budget of $60 million. Opened the same weekend as Star Trek First Contact.
I already know this probably came second to Star Trek because there's more Trekkies out there than there's families out there. Let's make that known.
So Trekkies pretty much overrun all the family stuff, right?
Hey man, Trekkies rule the world. If Hillary would have ran as a Star Trek person, she would have won. I'm telling you.
Worse than the gangbagger.
Yep.
So let's get into it.
You know, it's crazy because yesterday would have it makes their 20th day. No, day before.
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday would have been yesterday is 20 years since the movie came out. So today, which recorded on Wednesday for Thursday, so it'd be 20 years ago yesterday. Yeah.
Crazy.
So let's kick this thing off. We're going into Jingle All The Way. The movie opens with a Power Rangers parody, if you will, of Turbo Man and the boring ass Booster as a sidekick. But basically, you have this kid, and this kid, a lot like myself, reminds me when you're coming home from school and you watch whatever Tuesday afternoon cartoon was on at the time, or whatever cheesy show was on TV at that time. A kid will actually stand in front of the TV, reenact what he sees on that show with the karate moves and it's turbo time and all that jazz. It reminded me of when I was a kid and we watched Power Rangers, or even better, when the Power Rangers movie came out, we would do that shit.
It was dope. And what was it? Power Rangers, you had VR Troopers, you had Beetleborgs. Man, live action was the stuff at that time. Everybody liked the live action more than they liked cartoons.
And of course, and then those toys had to sell no matter what.
Oh, like crack. They was out on them streets quick.
So we get Turbo Man. Turbo Man.
You ain't have it. You weren't part of the group. You had to get out the group if you ain't had that toy.
You wasn't even down for the cause. You was just around to be around.
Exactly. You was a poser. That's what it was.
So Turbo Man is in my opinion, a love child of the Rocketeer, Iron Man, and the Flash. I couldn't really break down what exactly he is.
I mean, he was more like the Rocketeer with a splash of Iron Man. I wouldn't say the Flash.
Really?
Because the Flash and Iron Man rock the same colors.
True. I'll give you that.
But the Rocketeer, I give him Rocketeer and Iron Man together.
Okay. Fair enough. So we get to Jamie, is his son's name, played by Jake Lloyd, who is definitely known for playing Anakin Skywalker in the god-awful Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. And I loved it. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I love Star Wars. Don't you do that to Anakin.
Oh, man.
We'll talk about that on a later date.
All right,
take doing Star Wars like that. This is a classic moment of dad works too much.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's sad because dad is about to miss his karate class. He's about to get promoted from yellow to purple belt in karate. And he feels some type of way because his pops ain't never there. He always at work. But at his age, you can't be mad. You can't be mad because that's all he knows is parents to show up. You know what I mean? Arnold's like, no, I give credit to his wife. His wife gave him props. She was like, he's going to make it today. She gave him hope.
He'll be there
today. Don't worry.
He'll be there.
What I loved was the cut scene. Arnold is throwing a party at the job. And he's still working, but everybody else partying.
And this is the most 90s themed Christmas party I've ever seen in a movie. Like, everybody that's at this party has the ugliest damn sweater on. We're both in the workforce. We've both been to company Christmas parties. Have you ever been to a party to where everybody's dancing, having a good time, and they're having Soul Train lines, and they're doing the train and whatnot in a Christmas party?
Yep.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have, actually, at Randstad.
Well,
we didn't have the ugly sweaters, but we did party. We did do the Soul Train line. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Well, I must be working for the wrong company because none of my jobs I've ever had such a poppin' Christmas party like the one I saw in Jingle All The Way. And I'm kind of low-key jealous.
Yeah, I need to get a better gig because their party was off the chain.
It was jumping. So we get to Arnold. Arnold is a mattress salesman named Howard Langdon. His pitch is, don't worry, you're my number one customer. And he says to everybody at the end of the damn conversation, to the point where he's so used to saying it, he gets on the phone with his wife and tells his wife the same thing.
Until he realized, damn, that was the wife.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, no, Liz. I have the worst Arnold impression voice, so I'm going to try. It's going to be very bad. I'm just going to give you the heads up now. All right? So, we're at
now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I like this because he tried. You got to give it to him. He did try.
He did try.
He was in gridlock traffic. He dipped out after his secretary told him, 30 minutes late, 30 minutes before he was supposed to leave, you're going to be late. I'm sorry, 20 minutes before he was supposed to be, you gonna be late. He was like, I'm gonna make it. He gets out, dips off, gets stuck in gridlock traffic, and he had the smartest idea ever.
Well,
I'm gonna ride the shoulder.
Well, you're going too far, bro. You're going too far because we got to get back to the karate class in which we meet Ted, played by the late great Phil Hartman, at the karate class, who is pretty much like a player when it comes to these other moms because they're all coming to him to fix stuff in their home, or they baked your cookies and all that. And
Neighborhood moms, hey man, he was a beast.
They some freaks, man.
He was that deal in the neighborhood.
Them soccer moms was freaks.
Yeah, they all need something fixed. Plumbing, the light.
So then,
I like his response. I got the right tool for the job.
I got the right tools for the job. And he turns his face so slowly, but it's so stoned. That's like that classic Phil Hartman look. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman, man. Honestly, one of the premier comedians of his time, gone entirely too soon. We're back with Howard, and he's in the car, and obviously we're in the gridlock. So he does what every upstanding gentleman of the people would do. He jump on that carpool shoulder and ride that. Now, I've done that before. I'm not even gonna lie. I've definitely done that before, especially in LA. The traffic on the 405 in LA can get so congested and so irritating. Like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna jump on this carpool lane. I'm gonna ride all the way through. And I have been stopped before for doing it.
But see, I don't think that was the carpool lane. I think he was literally riding the shoulder.
It was the shoulder, you're right.
I think that's why he got in trouble, because he was riding the shoulder. He was like, hey man, my car can fit this.
Watch me work.
I'm going to make it.
Watch me do me. So he gets pulled over by the state trooper, which is like maybe once out of maybe 5 times he runs into the same cop.
Yes.
And
bad luck
terribly. And so the cop wants him to do your typical DUI test or whatnot. And then he says, well, is there anything else I can do?
Sobriety test.
The sobriety test. And then he goes, recite the alphabet backwards. Now, I can openly admit to you, when I first seen that scene, when he tells him to recite the alphabet backwards, I've tried that shit like maybe 3 or 4 times as a kid.
Yeah, I can't do that. I tried as an adult. It just doesn't work out. Yeah.
I can get to, I can do Z, Y, X, W, and then the rest is just like, all right, well, you get it.
Right. I know a little.
I'm good. You get it.
After he gets in trouble for riding the shoulder, Arnold pulls up to the karate class. Hella late. Ain't nobody there. It's the janitor cleaning up. Mm-hmm. And that's when he knows, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm late. I missed it. So what does he do? He rides to the crib. Now, this I had an issue with. He gets home, and you got his neighbor Ted on his roof
doing his Christmas lights. Yeah. What the hell?
Talking about, I'm trying to help the neighborhoods by spreading some Christmas love. Man, if you don't get your
ass off my roof, bro. Are you serious? People get killed for less.
You know what I'm saying? But Arnold goes in. He talks to the wife. Of course, he gets scolded because he done missed it. He trying to explain, like, look, I was trying to get there. I got a speeding ticket. She ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't think any woman want to hear that.
The wife immediately gives him shit.
Exactly. And she was like, I ain't the one you need to tell. You need to talk to your son. Mm-hmm. Now, what father want to talk to his son and say why he really missed his karate class?
Knowing that Jamie's going to be pissed off when he walks in there. But, of course, Jamie gives him so much shade for it.
Shade. The look back and played it like he wasn't nobody. Now, let me tell you. Black parents wouldn't go for that.
Nah.
Do you hear me talking to you?
Nah.
Jamie ran off to the room. And
do you not hear me talking to you right now? Do you not hear me talking to you right now? Hey!
I'm telling you, when Jamie slammed the door in his face, I'm surprised Arnold didn't kick the door down.
Well, that's the reason why Jingle All The Way starred Arnold Schwarzenegger and not Sinbad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, who you slamming doors in this house? You pay a bill?
Hold on, little player. Christmas is canceled around here.
Parenting is different, boy.
So Howard is trying to basically smooth Jamie over, basically make it seem like, I got caught in traffic. You know, I couldn't get there in time. I really wanted to be there. And then Jamie just gives him shit because he's always missed one of the karate belt ceremonies. And it's funny because for the longest time, for people who I know who take karate or taekwondo, I've only known the black belt and a white belt. I didn't know there was a pink, yellow, purple. There's a green, there's a beige. I never knew
blue, this. Right, I knew some of them. Like I knew blue, green, yellow. I knew brown, white, and black. I didn't know about the red, and I think it's another one I didn't know about, like teal or something like that.
So basically he goes, but I saw yellow, but you missed blue. But I caught magenta, but you missed fluorescent beige. So I'm like, how many damn colors did you have when you do this?
I don't know. We need to get our listeners to tell us how many belts there are in karate.
Yes, comment below
and the colors.
Comment below of this podcast. Let us know exactly how many colors and what colors are those when it comes to this taekwondo karate thing. All right, so Howard is talking to the kid, basically, smoothing him over, and then he goes, "What's the one thing that you want for Christmas?" And, he tries to play it off like, it's not a big deal. I already told Santa about it. It's all good. And then, he presses him for it. Like, what's the one thing you want for Christmas? And then Jamie jumps into complete commercial mode and promotes.
Shouts out to Jamie for the commercial mode, because he definitely memorized the commercial.
He jumped into commercial mode. He promoted / asked for the Turbo Man doll.
Hey, you can't beat that. He knew batteries and sold separately, not included. I'm telling you.
But do you remember?
I couldn't catch that when I was his age.
Do you remember being a kid and asking your parents for that one thing and just going ham when you're trying to explain it?
Yep. Being so excited you get tongue-tied?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get tongue-tied. I don't know if he was too excited.
What was the ultimate toy you wanted as a kid?
Stretch Armstrong was the truth.
What? Nah. I
wanted to Stretch Armstrong.
I wanted a Power Rangers Megazord. That's all I wanted.
Megazord, though.
That's the Megazord, though, Because Dad, he folds into like 8 different animals, but they come together to make one full animal, and then they just smash shit up, man. It's great, Dad. I want that.
Man, I wanted to Stretch Armstrong. Shouts out to Grandma, rest in peace. Who got me my Stretch Armstrong, because I wanted it so bad.
Shout out to Grandma.
Arnold finds out what he wants. Mm-hmm. He goes to the wife and says, I'm cool. Me and Jamie made up. And she was like, well, you got the doll, right? He was like, the doll? She was like, yeah, I told you to get it 2 weeks ago. That's when he realized, I fucked up.
He fucked up.
For a second time.
In less than 5 minutes.
And he was like, yeah, he definitely stole everything Jamie just told him. He was like, yeah, I got the Turbo Guy doll with the shooting boomerang and the stuff that comes out his arms, and he'd be like, it's turbo time. I was like, oh, I see you tried. You tried.
Yeah. Improvise. Really good at improv.
Right. Until they got into bed, and she was like, good, because it's impossible to get it now. Mm-hmm. That I like the scene because they made everything dark but his eyes.
Because he realized he fucked up. So the next morning, Howard now needs to come up with a way to get out the house to go and get this damn dog. So before he leaves the house, he's talking with the wife, talking with Jamie. And Jamie is pretty much pressing him about going to the holiday winter entertainment parade. And I love this scene too because even though they made up the night before, Jamie still gives him shit the next day because... Well, Dad, we go every year. Well, you didn't go last year or the year before that. But we go every year, though. I'm like, yo.
Shots fired.
He's a working dad.
You missed, Dad.
Dad, you suck.
But I like the way he played it off. I got to go to the office. Why are you going to the office? It's Christmas Eve. Whispers in her ear, I got to get the DOLL. First off, I'm pretty sure Jamie knows how to spell.
I'm quite sure he can spell.
At this point.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm pretty sure he knew what he was talking about if he would have heard him. Arnold goes ahead, leaves out, and goes to the top spot. he goes to the closest place to him, Playco Toys, where we get introduced to Sinbad's character, Myron, who plays what I think at this time of the year was one of the dopest ideas, the disgruntled postal worker.
Yeah, I like the idea of the disgruntled postal worker, even though I think at that time, disgruntled postal workers were shooting up shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I figure it's clever when, you have a comedian like Sinbad taking on that character. And even furthermore than that, he goes to this full-blown tirade how, the conspiracies about how the toy companies are like brainwashing the kids to make you want to go buy them these toys and whatnot. And then he goes to a complete meltdown when he mentions the wife who sleeps with everybody in the office but him.
Yep.
I thought that part was just absolutely hilarious. Like, he made a full-blown meltdown at the toy store.
He did. He did have a good rant, but the rant and part of that rant, what I loved was the fact that he talked about the toy companies being a big cartel. Mm-hmm. And he went to junior college for a semester. He took psychology, so he's in deep to it. He's in deep with it. He know what he's talking about. Man, shout out to the people who went to junior college for that semester.
For that one semester, who know what we didn't know. But then, Myron also snatches up the lady that's next to him, like chokes her out.
Hey, and when he finally realized what he was doing, I'm mad at his response. You shouldn't wear fur.
Shouldn't wear fur. So they open the door to the toy store, and I think everybody just commits assault on this one dude that's opening the door.
Now, let's stop right there. Let me tell you what I like about this scene. When the toy store opens up, this shows me what Black Friday used to look like. Back in the 90s. I ain't never did a Black Friday shopping.
I've done one.
Why I've never done it.
I've done one, and once I've gone to, it's never been to the point to where when they open up the door, people are running inside, punching out somebody to get to one toy. But I have been inside of a Walmart during the Black Friday, and the shit is just hectic. It's a lot of people there. It's not one toy they're focused on, but it's just mass hysteria for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad I've never went Black Friday shopping because I'd have probably done shot somebody. I probably done went to jail for throwing people around. That's one of those scenes you be like, nah, I'm good.
Now this scene in particular probably leads to one of my favorite moments in the movie was when they get to the Turbo Man to the display and realize they're all gone. And so he goes, the Turbo dolls, they're all gone. And so as he...
Look in the back. I know you got some in the back.
He flags down the dude, and the first thing the dude does is just laugh at him. Right? The joke ends up being the whole store's in on it now because these two are the only two dickheads actually looking for a doll that's been sold out for months. So when the whole store laughs at them like in unison, it's like, okay, where's the damn joke?
See, he should have been like Ted and got it 2 months ago like Ted did.
When they find out that a lady just walked out with the last doll, they proceed to go after that doll. And almost immediately, Myron completely just turns on Howard and knocks him off track so he can go for the doll himself.
He had all them letters in that bag, all them gifts in that bag. Why you gonna use that bag as a weapon? You in the toy store, you couldn't find a bat or something?
Nah.
Don't make no sense.
So,
and knocked him off his feet. You know how hard that's got to have been of a hit to knock the Terminator off his feet?
Oh, yeah. Totally. They catch up to the girl. Well, Howard catches up to the lady who bought the toy, offers her 3 times what she paid for the toy, only to discover it's not the toy. You bought Booster.
Hold it. And then threw it away. You should have kept it. He should have kept it.
Yeah. I would have gave my son Turbo Man and Booster. Hey, bro, you got them both. I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Exactly. All your friends only got one. I got you 2.
I got you Turbo Man and Booster. What dad is doing that for you? So, once that disappointment happens, we now get into that typical 90s montage of Christmas movies going from store to store to store. The dad looking for a toy montage with no luck. So, it's one of those 90s montages that just never seems to get old because they pick the most obvious Christmas song that you can play during this montage. And it's just going through the numbers. 90s. Gotta love it.
It was cool for it to be a throwback. You know, now that we're watching it so later down the line, 20 years later, you kind of miss those montages. The whole out of work or I'm sorry in the neon lights. You know, in this case, it was toy stores or sold out in the neon lights. First off, why are you seeing neon lights in the daytime?
It's broad damn daylight.
After that, we go ahead and go back to Howard's house where his wife is cooking up a storm. She out there baking. Betty Crocker-ing it up, you know what I mean? Making all these cookies and cupcakes for the holiday. And we got Ted back at Howard's crib. You know, Ted's the real villain in this movie.
I think he's like the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah. He was the ultimate one in this movie. Because Ted is now pushing up on Howard's wife. He does it so subtly that you don't pay attention to it. You know, he's like, hey, you out here cooking up a storm. Why don't you go upstairs and take you a shower, get freshened up. I'll handle the cookies.
I'll take care of the kids.
He's trying to play ultimate dad.
Right.
I got the kids. Don't worry about it. And we'll see you when you get done.
Right. Ted's a dick.
Ted, if you don't get out my house,
he's such a dick.
I'll kick you.
So at this point, we go back to Howard. And we are getting reunited with Myron, the Sinbad character. He gives another speech basically saying, like, you know, we got to sit together. We got to go after this doll together. Yada, yada, yada. And then when somebody gets a tip that another store across town got a late shipment, of course, they spring back into action again to go after that toy. What makes that funny is that once he gets into his truck, once Howard gets into his truck to, you know, go after the toy, he backs it up and he hits the same police bike from the cop from earlier.
And breaks the light.
I
mean, not the light, the mirror.
He broke the mirror, yeah.
You know that's a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
You know he caught another ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Howard out here taking L's on a regular.
Oh, yeah. His points on his license are terrible right now. We get to the toy store where they have the late shipment. And they're setting up like a concentration camp, if you will, because you have the guy, the store owner, is on this blowhorn, and he's trying to explain to people how they can get in and get a toy, but it's this whole system where like you get a ball, and the ball has a number,
and we'll call you by that number.
So
first off, did you peep that the manager of the toy store was speaking to them on a toy blowhorn?
Yes, I caught that.
It had the microphone with the recorder on the side, the tape recorder.
Yes, those old school joints, absolutely.
The old school joint.
People are so gung ho about getting a ball. They finally, the workers who have the bowl full of balls, they decided just to throw them out in the crowd. Everybody, a fucking riot breaks out at this time for these balls, right? So we now have a part of the movie where Howard is chasing down one ball that could possibly get him... One bouncy ball that could possibly get him a Turbo Man doll. Now, the ball managed to go from the top floor down to the bottom floor of the mall, landing in the lap of a little girl who I know for a fact is too damn grown to be riding in a stroller.
So I ain't the only one that saw that big-ass kid in a stroller.
I was like, wait a minute.
Feet was dragging.
I was like, wait a minute.
She was way too big.
She
like
put
12? The damn nasty-ass bouncy ball in her mouth.
I'm like, you're like 12, or if you're not a preteen, you are a preteen you're a baby with a grown woman's face, because no matter how many times I see this scene, that little girl has a face like a woman. She's grown
all day.
So
but the issue I had is not with the big ass kid in the stroller. The issue I had is the fact that they turned the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, into a pedophile in this scene.
And they proceed to beat his ass as he's in the balls, trying to get the ball back from the little girl.
He chased the girl down through the park that was inside the Mall of America. Went through the little tube. Jumped in the ball of, the ring of balls to catch this little girl. All to get a bouncy ball out her mouth. Bruh, he deserved to get his ass beat. Yeah, all them moms went ham on him.
Because it's how you look at it when you first see it. Like, what the hell is this grown-ass person doing?
Exactly.
So So after he gets beat up by the moms, he's pretty much lost. And then we get our first glimpse of Shady Santa, Jim Belushi, and his elf.
Now, Jim Belushi held this scene down. One of my favorite. Jim Belushi plays the mall Santa. Mm-hmm. Kind of gets Howard to come over, and he's like, hey, you know, Merry Christmas. What do you want for Christmas? And he kind of whispered to the side, like, Santa's helper. Show him. Show him a picture
of
like a ransom.
Like a kidnapped doll. Like, show him a picture. Like, wait a minute.
Exactly. And the elf held it down. Because he put it right back in his side.
Yeah, the elf was the muscle of the whole situation.
Don't make no sense.
So
Santa's helper was a gangster.
So he goes along with it. He drives Shady Santa and his elf over to the warehouse, and they've been driving for about 20 minutes, and they pull up to the warehouse. And when I first heard this password, I just died laughing because we sung this song in school when I was like 4th or 5th grade. When they knock on the door and another Santa answers the door, password, Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. I loved it because like we sung throwback. That song. It was a throwback for real. You know, we sung that song in high school, in elementary school.
And then hold it, you got to think how many variations of that song did we sing when we were that age? It was like 2 or 3 that went out.
It was definitely 2.
It was like Jingle Bells, Batman Smells,
Robert laid an egg, the Batmobile lost his wheel,
lost the wheel,
and the Joker
got away.
I thought the Joker did ballet.
See, there you go. I was told Joker got away. I didn't know Joker did ballet. See, that's a prime example.
Yeah, exactly.
We go in into Santa's workshop, and I think this was one of the dopest scenes. You know, they gotta give you a little action. Mm-hmm. So they get into Santa's workshop, and Howard is looking around at all the Santas and all the elves working together, putting toys together, boxing them up. And he's like, man, this is a quite nice little operation you got here. He was, you know, Jim Belushi was like, hey, we don't do this for the parents. We do this for the kids.
Right.
And he tells him, I've never heard this song, but I listened to this song like 3 times after watching it. He said, have you never heard The Little Boy That Santa Forgot? He was like, no, I've never heard that. Can you hurry up and get the doll? And Jim Belushi breaks out in a quartet and sings this song. It was dope. I like it.
So when the elf brings...
Barbershop quartet style?
Yeah, it was. With all the Santas singing the same song?
That was dope.
When the muscle elf brings the toy to Howard, and as soon as he touches it, it's like a bilingual one. It's like a Spanish one.
Yep.
And he goes, well, it's fun and educational. And so once he opens the box, much to Belushi's dismay, I think an arm falls out the box. So off top, we know that this is a faulty-ass toy. This is a faulty-ass setup. All y'all are crooks, right?
This is the one that fell off the truck for real.
For real. So next thing you know, we now have a Santa versus Arnold Schwarzenegger fight. In which case, we finally get to see Big Show as Santa. I'm getting ready to duck your halls.
I did not know that was Big Show. I was wondering who that was. I'm not going to lie. I was wondering who that was. Before we get to the Big Show, you got to see how the fight went down. You got Jim Belushi egging him on like, come on, fight me. And Arnold was like, nah, I'm not going to hit a Santa. But he pulled that mask back and shot it at him.
And he's like, get him.
Then you had the other Santa doing flips out from behind the boxes with 2 candy cane nunchucks. And look, you got the little midget elf that hopped on him. One of the muscle elves hopped on his neck. But you got Big Show just standing there taking shots. The Big Show taking shots reminded me of Angry Birds. I mean, not Angry Birds. Reminded me of Surf's Up. When the little penguin was trying to punch Tank. You know, he was like, oh, yeah, that's it.
I've actually never seen Surf's Up.
Yep. What?
Never seen it.
Gotta watch it.
Never seen it at all.
It's not in our list. I'm gonna tell you that.
No, it's not.
But it's a good kids movie.
Not for a while, at least. So
we got some years on that.
But one of the best lines is when the police show up and the muscle he says, "It's the Grinch, scatter." That part is that part is always like a fun part to me. So we're moving on, and then Jamie is with his homeboy Ted's son, and he's just kissing his son's ass because his dad got him a reindeer.
I know he ain't had no permit for that reindeer.
Where'd you even find it at? Like, where'd you go buy a reindeer? You know, just on a whim.
He had to hook up.
He had to
the
plug.
Reindeer fell off the back of a truck too.
He had to plug. So Jamie's friend suggests to him that maybe his parents should get a divorce because when his dad and mom got divorced, that was the best shit that happened to him because now he gets all the toys.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And so at this time, Jamie's kind of feeling a bit down. He runs in the house around the time that Howard is calling home to pretty much let the mom know he don't have the doll. Jamie's so gung ho about having his dad get to him so they can get to the parade on time. They get into it. Jamie's pissed off at his dad, hangs up the phone on his dad. That's the second time he's dogged out his dad in like an hour. We fast forward now to the radio station. Once it's found out that the radio is giving out the Turbo Man doll, the first person who can come up with all the reindeer names for Santa Claus can win a Turbo Man doll. They run like hell to get to the radio station.
Before though, I think you passed a little bit. You sped up a little bit.
I did.
You got to think the conversation that went on between Myron and Howard.
Oh, fill me in.
When they sat down and talked and was drinking alcohol with their coffee. And Myron told him, like, you know, I wanted a toy when I was a kid. I wanted the Johnny 7 OMA gun. And I never got it. It devastated him. It was 8 guns in one.
Mm-hmm.
And while Myron was thinking about that gun, Howard had that envision of his son Jamie as a postal worker drinking the alcohol. And that's what sparked him to get back in the race. Myron never forgave his father for not getting him that toy.
Hence the reason why he's now a postal worker.
Hence the reason. And then he also said that his friend had got the toy and became president of, I believe it was Sherman Industries, where he was like a multi-millionaire. That toy did wonders for his friend.
But
Myron didn't turn out too well.
But why is it seeing your son as a mailbox, as a mailman? It's such a I don't know about that.
Hey, you got to think during this time, the disgruntled workers, he out here on Christmas Eve hustling to get his son the Christmas gift that he want because he was never able to get that gift as a kid. You know, he's also disgruntled at the same time. He was a little off his rockers.
Now
Arnold didn't want Jamie to go down that road.
Exactly. So now we're at the radio station. Howard basically breaks through the DJ's door and starts to recite all of Santa's reindeer, only for him to discover that they don't actually have the doll. What they actually have is a gift certificate to go get the doll.
Messed up.
Terrible. Waste of time.
Where he gonna redeem that gift certificate at?
Today.
It definitely didn't have a place.
Today.
And Turbo Man was sold out nationwide, more than likely.
At that time.
He wasn't gonna get that. He wasn't gonna get it by Christmas.
At this moment, and this is another scene that I absolutely love. At this moment, they're trying to break out to go to another place, or correction, I believe they called the police on them at the radio station. So the police show up.
Yeah, because Arnold kicked the door in.
So the police show up, the same cop again and his squad, and Myron comes up with the bright idea to say that one of his packages is a bomb. And so,
now, you know what? I like that scene because he played that well. He played the disgruntled postal worker very well.
And he says exactly that. He says, listen, I work for the post office, so you know I'm not stable. Like, he's not. Like, take what he's saying. He's not stable.
He's not. He's crazy. He said, I'm gonna put the bomb right here, and y'all gonna put y'all guns down, and I'll know if you're moving, because I can hear you like that. They broke out. But what killed me was when the bomb went off.
The actual bomb went off.
When the bomb went off. He said, this is a sick world we live in. It's a sick world.
He goes, that was an actual bomb? This is a sick world we live in with sick people.
You gotta admit, that's one of the highlights.
That's probably one of the highlights of the movie for sure. You know, because Sinbad definitely took that character and just ran with it. Now, we get back to Howard's home. Howard basically sees Ted putting the star on his tree. That's just like, that's the ultimate no-no. Like, whoa, hold on. You putting up Christmas lights on my house. I'll be damned if you put the star on my tree.
Disrespectful, man.
So,
disrespectful.
He has the idea to break into Ted's house, knowing that Ted already got the Turbo Man doll for his kid. He's going to break into Ted's house and take his kid's Turbo Man doll.
Now, you know, I'm going to go with it. Ted out here violating, man. It's time to violate Ted.
Yeah.
It's time to violate him, man. You out here eating up my wife's cookies. You putting lights on my crib. You put my star up. Bruh, it's time to take something from you. So, you know, Arnold did what he had to do. Kicked in the door, waving the fofo. I'm sorry. Had a Biggie moment. Nah, he broke into the house. At a bad time, might I add, because the carolers were out. He could have got busted at any moment. Mm-hmm. But what he do? He go in like a cat burglar. He done went and grabbed the toy from under the tree. Mm-hmm. He like, yeah, I'm going to rewrap this, give it to my son. His son ain't going to have no toy. And then he thinks about it.
Has a change of heart.
Dang, what am I doing? I'm out here taking another kid's toy. So he had to change of heart, but at this time, he done started a fire. He got a reindeer after him.
He proceeds to like...
reindeer like a guard dog.
He proceeds to like literally like fuck up Ted's place.
And then lit a wise man on fire and then kicked his head...
Out the window.
Out the window. Balthazar. How you gonna kick Balthazar's head out the window, bro?
So this is when...
He ain't deserved it.
This is when the wife and Ted sees Howard inside of Ted's home, and Howard can't really explain as to why he's in Ted's home, so everybody's pissed at Howard. Which I think has one of those lines I just love. It had to be an improv line. Ted, Phil Hartman, once, the wife asks... First of all, when the wife asks Ted to take them to the parade... I would be like, no, okay, it's one thing if I did this, I did do this, but I'll be damned if you're going to ask this man to take you to something that we go to.
Right.
Right? And that's when Phil Hartman has that great line where he says, you can't bench press your way out of this one, which had to have been an improv line. I'm like, why would you say that?
It had to be. It had to be. But I would have punched Ted in the face for that.
Oh, yeah.
Off top.
Oh, yeah.
What you just say?
Like, well, huh?
You know how much you just violated? You gotta go now.
So right now, the reindeer who sees Arnold again decides he wants to, like, play with Arnold, runs up on Arnold. Arnold pretty much punches him out. And you started.
Hey, that was a strong hit to knock out a reindeer, bro.
Exactly.
After he punches out the reindeer, him and the reindeer are in the backyard getting throwed off some beer. Uh-huh. Then he was like, you know what? I gotta at least show up to the parade. While he's en route to the parade on foot, they do a cut scene to Ted and Howard's wife Liz, and they sitting in the car, pulling up to the parade. The kids see another friend, so they hop out the car to go with him and his dad.
They go see
Owen
and his
while they
dad,
go
right?
park. Owen and his dad while they go park. So this scene was iconic for me because it showed how sleazy Ted was.
Oh, yeah. He had that. That game plan was down. That game plan was getting set. Yeah, yeah.
It was set. So Ted pulls up, they park, and he looks over towards Liz and was like, pretty much I'm the hot shit in the area. All these moms want me, but I want you ever since you asked me for that recipe. You know what I'm saying? I've been feeling this way for you. He's got his hand on the back of her head, caressing her hair, and Howard pulls up. And he's like, what the hell? Howard about to go and rectify the situation. And what does he do? He bumps into the same police officer.
Damn cop.
that he been running into this whole movie made the man spill coffee on his burned hands from opening up the bomb, and now he being chased down. So he dipping through the school buses, police officer chasing him. He ends up losing a police officer in the backstage area where he goes up the stairs and hides in one of the buildings.
And the producer...
Police officer checked it, but it wasn't there. Come to find out, he's in the area where Turbo Man had been waiting on. They've been waiting on Turbo Man to get there, or another character to play Turbo Man for the parade. So they definitely suited him up to be Turbo Man, and it's about to go down.
To go back to that scene real quick, did you notice that when the guy is like breaking the whole Turbo Man uniform down to him, he also mentions that he thanked Howard for stepping in so late because the rehearsal with the last Turbo Man guy just went bad.
Yeah, he injured himself, and he just got brain activity this morning.
I was like, wait, what? What the hell is this? I thought that scene was great. And so now we are now at the Turbo Man part of the parade, in which now we have Howard, who reveals himself as Turbo Man. And he's waving, and he's he's starting to really get into the whole thing, waving at the kids, and then Booster, in his New York glory, he gives him an actual Turbo Man doll. So all this time, Howard finally has the damn doll he's been trying to get this whole movie, right?
Yep.
This scene, though, I like it because, I wish I was a kid at that... Well, I was a kid at the time, but I wish I was the kid that, like, got pointed out by the superhero that I loved, and I could go onto the float and be a part of the show and all that. But I also feel like this is a bit of a selfish move on Howard's part because he has the doll, and you need to pick a kid. He chooses his own kid. There's at least 2,000-3,000 children out there. You look for your own kid?
True. I'm a play devil's advocate on this, though. I'm going to say Howard did the right thing. You know how much shit Howard went through? First off, his kid don't like him nor respect him. You got to fight for that respect. Hey, my son getting this toy and he getting this junk today. Hey, skip all these other kids.
So
this one I got to see every day.
So he selects Jamie.
I ain't about to have him turn out to be a disgruntled mailman.
You know what I'm saying? So he selects Jamie for the doll. Jamie comes up, accepts the doll. And then, of course, right on time, Myron now appears as the villain of Turbo Man. And we now have a full-blown fight.
Which was dope.
I
like the way he kidnapped the original Dementor, stripped him down to his long johns, and tied him up with the little wrapping that you be putting on Christmas trees, which can easily have been broken out of, by the way.
But it's a movie. It's a family movie of the 90s. So we don't question these kind of things.
Right. But, he hops on the float, and it's Jamie, Howard, Myron, and Booster.
And Booster gets punched out
on
first glance.
He just had to let him know, this ain't no game. I'm getting that toy. But I like the way Myron did his little monologue. He said he was going to get this game, he was going to get this toy, and he was going to win because he had the bigger brain.
Because I got a bigger brain.
Which he was rocking Dementor's big brain.
Obviously. Jamie, running away from Dementor, pretty much jumps off the float and runs through the parade. Nobody really seems to notice that this has now become like an attempted kidnapping. And nobody's really trying to do anything about it.
Nothing at all.
Because they're all...
Tells you about society.
They're all think this is all this is still part of the show. Exactly. So they so Jamie's running. He managed to make his way to a high building, which, like, how did you even get up there is a question I still have. But he makes his way up there. And another thing that Myron says that just it's so funny when he says it. He asks Jamie while chasing after him, have you ever seen the movie Vertigo? Does that mean anything to you?
He said, I'm scared of heights. Have you ever seen Vertigo? I don't know if that means anything.
Like, does that mean anything to you? And so, essentially, Howard asked Turbo Man, to the help of his son, of Jamie, Turbo Man, use your turbo boomerang, or whatever the hell it was called. He throws it. He manages to get Myron to pretty much fall onto, well, once he steals the doll from Jamie, Myron does fall into a big present, if you will.
On the police float.
On the police float. Once he lands, every cop got their 9mm on the black man.
We're not going to say anything on that scene. I'll play quiet on that one.
So
we'll just let that scene speak for itself.
So this next part, I always, question, but Jamie falls. There's no way Howard Turbo Man can get to him before he hits the ground. But because this is a family movie, you better believe he gets to his son. So he flies up.
Oh yeah, he definitely learned how to fly real quick. When that happened.
Catches him mid-fall, and then on top of that, flies him past the actual buildings, pretty high in the sky. I'm like, so you just know how to fly these things off first experience? Like that's what you do?
He a fast learner. He had a couple of mistakes early on. He know what he doing now.
So we're now back on the.
You've seen Rocketeer.
I've seen Rocketeer, but even Rocketeer knew, like, listen, let's not make it too cheese. But like he grabbed Jamie and it went higher up, which I was like, why didn't you just land when you had a chance to land? But whatever. So now that Howard has now gotten Jamie back down to, the bottom with his mom, nobody is still picking up on the fact that Howard is Turbo Man.
He just wore a visor that was see-through.
We know your face.
How you not know that's your dad or your husband? Y'all looking at him in the face. But I like it. I'll say I like it to an extent. Because Jamie went back to the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. He went back to that sad depression. I'm sad because Dad wasn't here. He didn't get to see me fly. That was the coolest thing in my life. I got to kick it with Turbo Man. I won this doll.
No.
Dads will do anything for their kids.
Yeah. At this time, Myron is now under arrest. Once it's revealed that Howard is Turbo Man, obviously Jamie feels like he's that type because I got Turbo Man as a dad. So Jamie decides to give Myron the doll, so he can give to his son because he has a real Turbo Man at home. Now, did you notice that Myron has on rubber bands for handcuffs?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he has on rubber bands for handcuffs.
Maybe they ran out of budget. At the end, here we are at the end. You got Myron in handcuffs, and he's going crazy like, I got to get that doll. My son's going to need that doll. It's Christmas. Hold a brother down. And Jamie gets a change of heart and like, he can have the doll. I got the real Turbo Man at home. This is what I think of selfishness. Howard then did all this. He done went through all this in one day to get his son a gift for Christmas, the gift that he wanted. And the wife had the audacity to say, since you did all this for Jamie, I want to know what you got me.
The end.
His face went blank and that was it. They cut the movie. So apparently he didn't get his wife anything for Christmas.
Or there was an unofficial Jingle All The Way 2 that didn't star Larry the Cable Guy and actually starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he was like, nah.
Yeah, not the 2014 Jingle All The Way 2. It must have been a side one that popped out.
Like 99. All right, so let's get into takeaways, man. Let's go with favorite scene.
Favorite scene is so many, man. I mean, the bomb blowing up with the police officers was one of my favorite scenes. Arnold and Sinbad fighting in the toy store was one of my favorite scenes. But I think my ultimate would have to be at Santa's workshop. The fight between, first off, the barbershop quartet singing that song, and then the fight that broke out between the Santas and Howard, that had to be my favorite scene.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think my least favorite scene, though, would probably be the last chase when he was dodging through the school buses and the parade. That had to be my least favorite scene.
Okay. Favorite scene for me, I can agree. It would be the Shady Santas. Definitely, that scene is just beyond funny. Least favorite scene would probably be Ah, man. Man, it's kind of hard because this is an all-around good movie. I really did enjoy this movie, so I don't really have too many least favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of hard.
It was hard to find a least favorite.
That was kind of hard to do. But, favorite character?
Favorite character? Jim Belushi. Jim Belushi was my favorite character.
As Shady Santa?
Jim Belushi and Ted would be my favorite characters. Because Ted was so sleazy.
Least favorite character?
The cop. The cop would be my least favorite character.
I can agree.
Showed up too many times. He always got injured. Nothing good came from him.
Favorite character to me, I'm gonna have to give it to. I'm gonna have to give it to Ted, and the reason why I give it to Ted because he had just enough sleaze to really be just a dick. Like you kind of want to see him get punched out, but it's a family movie, so that kind of can't happen. But then again, if he could punch, if Howard could punch out a reindeer, I'm sure he could punch out Ted.
Exactly. Exactly.
Least favorite character, I'd agree with you. The cop. The cop was just. He just wasn't needed. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't needed.
He wasn't.
And favorite line from the movie?
I have two. I have the rant in the beginning when he said he went to junior college for a semester and he took psychology, so he's in deep with this. Mm-hmm. That was my first one. My second one was that was really a bomb. This is a sick world we live in. People, a sick world. Those two were my favorite lines. Least favorite line, I'd have to give this one to Ted. The least favorite line would be you can't bench press your way out of this one. I don't think it was needed. It was funny, but I don't think it was needed.
All right, well, I'd say my favorite line is in the beginning. Not in the beginning when Howard and Myron meet for the first time, and he chokes out the lady, and everybody looks at him like, "What's going on with you?" And he perfectly, mix it up by saying, "You shouldn't wear fur. You shouldn't wear fur." And then, least favorite line is that cop when he, like a dumbass, picks up the package. "Well, gentlemen, we've been duped." And then, of course, he opens the package and the package blows up in his damn face. Like, where's your police training, sir?
The cop, before he even opened it up, said he spent 10 years in the bomb squad.
So he just opened up a bomb?
Apparently that was a lie. He lied. He clearly lied.
Like, so, 10 years in the bomb squad, you guys just pick up a bomb and just open it. Well, sir.
That's how they get down. He had a 100% failure rating.
Oh, yeah, totally. So, let's get into quick hits, man. It's some,
hit me with them.
It's some of these facts here that I just didn't even believe was actually a thing. But Joe Pesci was supposed to play Myron, but was deemed too short next to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know. Joe Pesci is cool, but I think he would have been too much for this movie. Especially
for those fight scenes between Myron and Howard. Like,
yeah.
In real life, Arnold would, like, step on Joe Pesci with no problem. So how the hell you expect him to fight throughout the movie?
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't see Joe Pesci playing Myron in this. Sinbad was a good character.
Sinbad was a good choice. He was a good
that.
Choice. Absolutely. Next facts. The story is based on the 1980s shopping frenzy over the Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Because Cabbage Patch Dolls was going like crazy.
I don't care what nobody says. I've always been like a bit afraid of the Cabbage Patch things because like nothing about them is cute. They got those big ass eyes and the old man looking face, and they're always smiling at you with the wild hair, and they ain't got no shirt on. I've never really been into the Cabbage Patch thing.
I agree, but the girls love them.
The girls do love them.
Guys didn't like them.
Absolutely.
We were into G.I. Joes.
And Power Rangers, damn it. Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Cabbage Patch Dolls, they want no action to them.
Exactly. You can actually buy Turbo Man, the action figure, on eBay.
Oh, really? What they hit for?
The last time I checked, it was one online for like $50, I want to say.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but at the same time, you're charging $50 for a character that's really not real. That's based off of a movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we got like the Turbo Man action series, and then we got Jingle All The Way. Like, no, this is based off the movie.
Maybe they need to make that real. Go ahead and make a cartoon out of it before they do live action. Test it out.
But nah.
I mean, Power Rangers is making a comeback.
But that's different, though.
If you've seen the trailer for their new movie. We can do a new live action these days.
I'm 100% down for this new Power Rangers movie, for sure. I like what I'm seeing. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yep.
All right, so...
Agreed.
Tim Allen was considered for the role of Howard.
I don't think he would have been funny enough.
Me neither. Plus, I think like at that time, he was already... family movies.
I think at that time, I was used to seeing him on Home Improvement as Tim the Toolman Taylor.
But, he also had...
I don't think I would have saw him that funny.
But he also had the Santa Claus movie. I think later on, he has Jungle the Jungle coming out. And Tim Allen was always like Disney's kind of go-to guy when it came to like those family-friendly movies where the dad is in peril trying to find out something or trying to do something for the family or do something for the kid. And you're right. I feel like you get more of laughs when you get somebody who's not. We're not used to seeing Arnold do comedies, but when he does do them, it's like it's just enough cheese there to where you're like, you know what, I can dig this.
Right. Yeah, Tim wouldn't have been a good deal for that one.
Last one. In March of 2001, a U.S. District Court jury in Birmingham, Michigan, ruled that Fox stole the script idea for Jingle All The Way from Detroit high school biology teacher Brian Webster.
Hey man, shouts out to Detroit for winning these. That's a win for the D right there.
Hold on now. The studio was ordered to pay $19 million, later reduced down to $1.5 million. Webster submitted the script. Then it was named Could This Be Christmas to the studio in 1994 and never received payment or credit despite the film's worldwide gross. Fox appealed and the verdict was reversed since Webster's script was submitted after the studio had already purchased a treatment of what will become the film's final script.
Oh man, so the D got a win and then took an L. Ain't that a bad?
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
I mean, they gave him $19 million and they dropped it down to $1.5 million.
But he had to give it back.
And the movie still got made.
Man, I know that hurt. That hurt his holiday.
So, of course, let me ask you, Jingle All The Way, 20 years later, how does it hold up?
Oh, man, it holds up good. I watched this recently. I'll be watching it again with some kids. I think this is definitely one of the good family quality movies you could sit down and watch with everybody. Mom, dad, grandpa, your kids, grandkids, your wife, your girlfriend, your brothers, your sisters. Like, this is a good all-around family comedy that would go well, and it wouldn't be anybody turning their nose up saying, oh, that's a little too much.
The movie does hold up. There's definitely moments in the movie that, still, tickle me. But as a whole, though, a movie like Jingle All The Way likely wouldn't get made today because these kids are just too damn smart. I'll leave it at that.
True. Do you see them ever doing a remake?
I see them doing a remake, but it's going to be this is a property that a remake could work. I also feel like now that we are crossing the 20-year mark, I also feel like a remake is probably like 10 years too late. Yeah. Especially where we now living in a society of moviegoers that Hollywood is really looking to reboot and remake everything. So I don't believe Jingle All The Way would be the Arnold vehicle that most Hollywood is like yearning to redo. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think they'd rather do a Kindergarten Cop reboot than a Jingle All The Way reboot.
I can see that. I can see Kindergarten Cop.
Well, there it is, man. Jingle All The Way, 20 years later. It's been fun. Fantastic.
Definitely.
Absolutely. You guys have a very safe, happy, joyous Thanksgiving holiday. I'm sure you're in the kitchen right now getting that turkey nice and seasoned, getting those biscuits all nice and buttered up.
I gotta go make my rolls for Thanksgiving.
I feel you. I bought some.
I'll make these rolls.
I bought some Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie, so I'm looking forward to getting down with that.
Let me know what you think.
Absolutely.
And enjoy your birthday too, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Enjoy your last year of the 20s.
Man, and this is a hell of a way to kick off my last year of my 20s when I'm dead sick to the world right now. Kate,
Right.
let the people know where they can find you, man.
Hopefully you'll get better. Man, you can find me PHA1914 on Instagram. That's also my Twitter. I'm on Facebook at KAY space Williams. Snapchat PHA1914. You can holler at me on there as well. Check me out.
And are you active on these social medias?
I am getting active. It's taken me a minute to get my life back in order and taking pictures and posting them.
Oh, I said like don't have our listeners going check you out and you ain't never there. Apparently, Los has that same problem.
I'm starting to put stuff up. Slowly, but it'll be pictures up.
Well, you can find me on all the social medias just at I am Jay Alonzo. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Beat Network on YouTube and on Facebook. And shout out to the whole Beat Network team. We'll be back next week with a whole nother one. It's been fun, guys. This is Back to the Classics. Kay, we're out of here, man.
All right, brother. Be safe.
Take care. Peace.
Have fun out there. Peace.